The all-new Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. Enjoy sharp visuals on a full HD display with a flexible 180-degree hinge. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. Powerful, flexible, and ready to go. The Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor and a full HD display. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. It's powerful, flexible, and ready to go.
With Neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work off late, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift Neo, oh, that's how we roll. Click, sleek, Swift Neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Swift Neo, you feel me. Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work out, play, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift Neo, oh. Let it lead, let it grow. Turn it with every tap and glow. Swift Neo, that's how we roll.
On the edge, vibes up, you feel me.
Swift Neo.
The all-new Acer Aspire Lite. With up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. Enjoy sharp visuals on a full HD display. With a flexible 180-degree hinge. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. Powerful, flexible, and ready to go. The Acer Aspire Lite, with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor and a full HD display. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. It's powerful, flexible, and ready to go.
Acer Iconia. Fast street, cool moves, step a pick, we groove, web slit, post quick, friends laughing, we click. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me wherever we go. Follow me wherever we go. Click, those big friends laughing, we click. Follow me, follow me, go. Follow me, follow me, follow me, go. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia.
Sleek, swift, nail, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work off late, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift neo, oh, that's how we roll. Click, sleek, swift, neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know.
Swift Neo. You feel me?
Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work off late, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift neo, oh. Let it lead, let it grow. Turn it with every tap and glow. Swift neo, that's how we roll.
On the edge, vibes up, you feel me? Swift Neo.
The all-new Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. Enjoy sharp visuals on a full HD display with a flexible 180-degree hinge. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. Powerful, flexible, and ready to go. The Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor and a full HD display. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. It's powerful, flexible, and ready to go.
Acer Iconia. Fast street, cool moves, step a pick, we groove, web slit, post quick, friends laughing, we click. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me wherever we go. Follow me wherever we go. Vibes, let those big friends laugh and we click. Follow me, follow me, go. Follow me, follow me, go. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia.
Sleek, swift, Neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work off late, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift Neo, oh, that's how we roll. Click, sleek, swift, Neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Swift Neo,
You feel me?
lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work out, play, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift Neo, oh. Let it lead, let it grow.
Turn it with every tap and glow.
Swift Neo, that's how we roll.
On the edge, vibes up, you feel me? Swift Neo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Acer Predator League, where we are looking for our next champion. And of course, the winner of this Acer Predator League India Qualifiers will be heading to the Asia Pacific Finals, which also will be happening in India. I'm Yunus, and with me is Aggressive, and we will be taking you through the second series of today, which is going to be RAD Syndicate versus Asterisk. Both teams stacked with youngsters as well as a couple of veterans. Experience with firepower is completely filled up in these two teams. But the match today, how is it going to be? Is it going to be another three mapper like we see in the first series? Or is a team going to take its step forward with being the dominant one? What do you think, Aggressive?
It could go in either direction, I do believe, because Team Asterisk, they have showcased that they tend to struggle quite a bit up against Rat Syndicate, so it's going to be difficult, but we don't know what to expect, right? The open qualifiers have been absolutely brutal for a lot of these teams, but here at the playoffs, it seems as though the upsets are just happening everywhere. In that first initial series already, we witnessed GGEC drop a single, take a map, away from the members of SQL, showcasing that the Titans on their side can still bleed if you do know what they were trying to do and to really force them to play their hands out properly. Then, of course, you're going to be able to take a victory there. But to reach that grand final stage here from the lower bracket will be a very difficult one. GG Easy, they are already at the lower bracket grand finals, and whoever wins here will be the ones to go up against them in the following. So I'm excited for this one in particular, because this game is really one that will be a revenge story, I would say, for either side of the spectrum, because Rat Syndicate as well, they have a bone to pick with the members of GG Easy, while Asterisk, they have a bone to pick up against SAQL. So the revenge story for either side is going to be quite interesting.
It most certainly is. Both these teams haven't yet faced off each other. It seems like a matchup that would have happened earlier on itself, but they have dodged each other so far. And Rat Syndicate, while they were also successful in one of their previous games against GGEZ, they had picked up a map against them, showing that they are actually really, really capable of being able to go against these higher caliber teams, even with the youngsters that they've got. It seems like now is another chance to prove it. And if they win this, they will have another opportunity to go straight up into that lower final where they will face off GGZ again and try to deliver a return blow to them. But for now, let's have a look at the veto between these two teams. Haven will start us off, Lotus to give us an intermediary, and Ascent if needed for a final unless Lotus stops everything. We will have 3 sites on both of the first maps. Pretty much similar to what we had in the previous veto as well in the previous series, just that the map order has just been moved up slightly.
Absolutely. Both of the three-sided maps taking center stage here. For Asterisk, I do believe that this is what they really wanted to happen as well. Because we have seen that this team really does perform the best when it comes down to those three-sided maps. So on almost every single turn, we have seen them use this double controller setup to its fullest. And they're easily the best team to play in this particular map of Haven as well. They've proven time in and time out that doesn't matter what kind of team that they go up against, even if they're losing out early on in a lot of their fights and their game is just not going that well, they can really come back on that defensive side or even on the attack. Because we already did see on the very last game, right, when Oro was still here and Haven was being played out, that most teams, they tend to struggle on this map, and especially when they're running the new meta double controller setup. They don't really understand what they really need to do to break through a lot of those defensive lines when they're on that attack side. Well, they have a better understanding on the defense. But here in RAD Syndicate's case, they have gone in for the much more, how would I put it, the regional composition, as we like to call it. Very simple, utilizing that reach, utilizing the jet to just break through a lot of those defensive lines that you generally know that the teams like to play for. And that's kind of the thing. RAD Syndicate, if they want to beat Asterisk here, they need to be the ones to take initiative. They cannot allow Asterisk to get to those defensive sided positions where they like to play in generally. The Viper is going to be a huge problem for them to deal with because, yeah, that Breach is going to be able to set up that Jet, but the Jet, after she dashes in, if she gets caught off from the rest of her team because of a well-timed out snake bite or a relay bolt, then that Jet is just good as gone.
Yeah, well, it seems like an early execute has begun for the defenders. Asterisk want to keep the pressure on, it seems, on their opponents. And to counter this, they're just sitting behind that smoke, waiting patiently. And it seems like this is a good decision from the boys of RAD Syndicate. Another smoke, and that's going to hinder their push a little longer unless Recon decides to pop in through and they're just going to just actually run back out. But they're probably hoping for Sinks to find some control here. And he is doing so until that turret's going to spot him. A Recon towards shot. Now they walk straight through the smoke, and that is a problem. They lose one, a second one as well. Just manages to find a double, and Lil Boy will help him along the way as well. Paradox stuck alone, will be killed alone, and that's going to be Sinks now left alone as well. Asterisk manage to keep that A main control in hand and also successfully delete that Syndicate. A little bit of a questionable approach for me. I feel like they should have just burst out of there. Maybe an Omen teleport would have helped them, you know, instead of just walking out of the smoke and having these angles checked. Paradox also could have, I believe, I'm not sure if he had a flash available or not, but it was a bit of a silly approach.
Yeah. Really just came down to them not finding that much of a timing to play with. But for now, Asterisk, good God, Yash is just having such a superstar performance, starting things off with a shebang and using the Outlaw to find even more value. The Overdrive almost up and running here for Yash if anything does go wrong here. 3 points away as he's now just hunting himself down a probable ace here. With all of their members just flushing in through the side of sewers, they know that Cabone's on the angle, up and ready for this duel. But look at Yash. He's already holding down the line, so anyone that tries to walk back towards the side of A lobby will immediately get caught off here. All their eggs put into one basket as the members of RAD Syndicate. They need to try to rush their way through, but Rizen's just up and prepared with that Guardian to go in for those kills too. 2-0. As RAD Syndicate, they don't get much leeway in this particular round, but for Asterisk, a perfectly timed out start.
Yeah, Ryzen was able to hold off that pretty well. I mean, it was a simple round for them. Nothing too much in terms of retaliation from RAD Syndicate. No weaponry available. And this Viper is an interesting pick from Asterisk, although they do play it. pretty often. They have played it before as well when they believe faced off against Heaven Esports. Now, aggression once again towards A. This time, that Syndicate will turn up the heat a little bit and go on a front foot themselves. Lil Boy, hoping that Sinks will peek him out, and there is a slight contact, which will instantly be refunded as well. And Kibo has to give away the A side. Plant's gonna go down, and that now makes Asterisk enter a 5v5 retake.
Not really the best 5v5 retake you want to go in either. They don't really have the best of weapons, but their skills maybe could just be giving you the edge here. 1-for-1 trade for either side. Both Sentinels have taken a backseat, but not really a lot of utility being lost in the process here. Overdrive yet to be online. The fast lane now utilized to just give them a little bit of space that they can utilize to run on down through on. But Gurv, beautiful aim coming out from him. He's going to be able to shut down two. Now Cabone needs to be the game changer for the team. Tries to go in for the kill. He's not going to be able to find much. Needs to make an instant run for it. Does have a weapon in his hand, so it's better to opt to go in for that save here. But the question being, is anyone trying to go and hunt him down? But no, they're not going to even try to. Instant run away from the members of RAD Syndicate. They do get the first round, but honestly, Asterisk, they did a pretty good job of minimizing the damage and also saving the weapon. They're not going to be that hurt.
Yeah, the approach was a little scuffed there. I feel like once that Neon fast lane had gone down, maybe the person on Heaven could have jumped down as well to isolate, and not isolate, but more or less kind of cripple onto that under Heaven person, and then you kind of just spread out from there. But it is what it is. Asterisk will be conceding around, and they still have a full buy, so that's not a problem at all. Aggression towards B this time. UV teleport out into the open, and he's just giving them something to worry about, nothing more here. Instantly smoked off that B main cavity as RAD Syndicate now take another slow approach to head in towards garage. Smoke comes in, will most likely remove that turret from its spot and get back again. And in doing so, they have alerted quite a bit of this seaside, and re-clearance already in progress. Caramel gonna walk into garage and pretty much call this out that it's over. All of this is just a phantom, and they will be heading elsewhere unless Garv wants to be a bit of a thorn in their side and just decides to walk into garage and finds Caramel. But not going to be the case. They've also sent the drone outside of A, so RAD Syndicate right now showing presence on every part of the map except for Ceylon.
This is just nuisance. Caramel is going to be the first one to catch out Garv. He tried to take that fight completely on his lonesome without any form of utility. It's a risky deal to take. If you do get that kill, that's big, but Caramel, when he's holding down on an angle, is always a difficult one to try and beat. With positioning from Yash, though, no one's going to be expecting him. No one can even be up here in this particular corner. Yash just utilizing the neon movement to get up close and personal into off angles that you generally wouldn't clear out.
10 seconds left.
And now the timing's there, up and ready. The members of RAD Syndicate can't even try to take this fight. The spike in no man's land for AST. It's just about finishing up the group kills here. Good initial openings already being done. It's RAD Syndicate. They've easily turned the tides of this battle.
Yeah, a little bit of a, I would say, predictable round here from RAD Syndicate. Garv going here alone, big mistake. And then that follow-up to, in the last 20 seconds, running towards it, giving a lot of that sound cue. And by that time, Asterisk already read exactly what was going to happen. They had 3 players there. Nobody had used their utility, and the rechargeable ones had already come back as well. And there was no way RAD Syndicate were going to enter that side. Absolutely not, especially with Yash's vertical positioning. Now, turning up the heat a little bit in terms of speed. Will go in straight to Yash. And his outlaw's been spotted. And that's going to probably discourage them from going any further into this garage area. Lil Boy will wait for the smoke to dissipate. And the minute it does, never mind, it doesn't even need to go away. He's going to get kills for free here. Lil Boy will double up. A third lingering around the corner in the form of Paradox. And he will deliver it. A flawless round here. And Asterisk continue on their stronghold on this map. Will wait for the smoke to dissipate. And the minute it does, never mind, it doesn't even need to go away. He's going to get kills for free here.
Little boy The fact that he was able to find so much value in these earlier fights here towards the garage side is what's really that big of a surprise for me. RAD Syndicate now. They need to try and figure out a plan. They're beating away these rounds a little bit too quickly. The fact that AST's been having such a good performance here early, we expected this to be a very strong 3-mapper from either side, but the map of Haven is going to go like this. This could be a 2-map affair if they're not careful. Caramel now. Waiting for the fight and for the engagement. Close on the angle. They're just knee deep in enemy territory. Smoke's already utilized. Paranoia is perfectly timed out as well, but it catches out Gurb in the worst possible moment. It's gonna be Caramel who looks away in the worst possible time too. One by one, they do fall in the seaside now. Right foot picking. The members of RAD Syndicate showcasing that they can't go in for a rush, but it was a little bit dicey in the way that they took control as well. But for now, slight resets here. As AST gone for a little bit more of a better note, as Yash needs to try and go in for a retake here with the operator, but I don't really think they're going to give him this kill because they know that Yash still has this op in his hands.
Yeah, he just needs to get away and save here. Keeper will save him for the moment, and Sinks doubles up. No point chasing him now. He's in the wind and far away from all the action. Yash will be allowed to save that operator, but RAD Syndicate lucky to have actually gotten that first kill there, and then the follow-up onto Caramel, because Caramel turned his back, and Gurv was paranoid as well, by the way, from his own teammates, I believe. I'm not sure if that was his own teammates, but he was blinded as well. A second of missed decision from Caramel there. He wanted to play in that smoke of his teammate for a little bit of safety. For another 2 seconds, if he could stay alive, he probably would have gotten 1 kill, maybe. And would have made it a little easier for his teammates to retake, but it is what it is. Asterisk still have a 2-round lead, and now also have 2 pretty good ultimates as well. A Viper's Pit to probably completely seal off that B side where exactly Little Boy is currently stationed, and an overdrive to support that op if at all need, which is going aggressively towards a shot, and it will find value. Sinks completely unaware and will be none the wiser.
Just
the bait is perfect.
Situations now. Oh, wait a minute. The positioning coming in from Caramel. None of them were even prepared for this fight, but even then, Paradox does find a closing kill for it. Even then, it just works out in their favor. UV, another chance here for them to take this fight. As for now, AST, what do they do here for this turnaround play to work? Cabone on the angle as UV takes another one, possibly. He knows the angle, but already instant runaway. They're not going to give away any form of 1v1s to the opposition. But Yash, missed out opportunity. 2v1 now. Still, UV can get a turnaround play to work. He does have the Into the Shadows, so he's just going to try to hunt out kills at the bare minimum. And they know this. They can't risk this fight at all.
Exactly. That's why they've cooped up together now outside of B. They know that they can't give UV these kind of opportunities. He's very good when you isolate yourself against him. There goes the spike in his hands. He's going to be able to get a very clean and easy plant on A. He has the opportunity to actually teleport onto Heaven as well, which he most certainly will do. And I'm pretty sure Keepo's heard this. They should expect him on Heaven. And now he's dropped down. That's the giveaway. He's got a paranoia, but wants to go for the fight. Times it perfectly, keeps himself alive, but the Recon's gonna still haunt him. Here comes the shorty, and Ryzen delivers it straight to the chest. Maybe a push after that paranoia could have awarded him 1 kill, but he was worried about where that second player would be positioned.
Cage triggered.
Bit risky here, but in them, they're able to make things work, especially Caramel, though. The fact that he was able to find so much value like this, and it was everything for them. The damage was already done. Even though UV nearly did pull off a super solid performance, being able to shut down 2 players like that, especially shutting down Yasha and his operator, it's gorgeous to watch. But in that, rounds like this really do come down to the wire now. RAD Syndicate. Still 2 rounds that they need to try and equalize out here. Defensive side for ASC have looked to be quite impossible to break through. But overall, RAD Syndicate still, they do have a lot to give in towards a round like this. Rolling Thunder in hand with a Hunter's Fury to play with. If they time it right, and nothing that AST have in their arsenal can really stop them other than the reverse Hunter's Fury.
Little boy holding on to that snake bite just for the right time so that he can delay that attack a little more. Spotted the first head. Here comes one fault line, but nothing behind that. It's a bit of a fake here. Kramel's holding on outside of B. He's holding a very passive angle, expecting Sinks to be here. He did have his alarm bot there as well, which has been destroyed, and Sinks is going to now throw in some questions into his mind. And Kramel looking around the map, finding answers, but here comes the ultimate, and it affects Garv as well in the process. He's been found out. He does get a tag, and he will get another one as well. 2 tags here for the Hunter's Fury. That makes a couple of players a little squishy, but Asterisk will have all 5 players alive and a Killjoy ultimate to go down as well. And as I say it, Ryzen's been taken out of the picture.
Yikes, now that's gonna hurt. You don't really have the utility that you would have wanted to try and turn this one back around. Tricky, instant Hunter's Fury to easily get them the edge here, but the overdrive just doesn't work out. He runs into it by accident. There is no way that they fall flat on their faces like this. The paranoia could have been so useful to try and make this entry happen. The fact that Risen did die there just instantly put the entire game plan that they could have had to a halt. Especially the fact that Yash just accidentally ran into the Hunter's Fury guy. Tricky was just trying to break the Killjoy lockdown, but Yash just slid into his DMs like that. Good God, that's gonna hurt. AST, they take a pretty hefty loss here, but RAD Syndicate, they're thanking their lucky stars for that one. Those were some huge investments that they did into this round too, utilizing both the Initiator ultimates to try and break through any of the defensive territories that AST set up. So, for now, let's just see where they go with this one. This attack side will be a little bit more difficult because you can tell that AST, they're being a lot more aggressive in their approach and not allow the members of RAD Syndicate to take any of these sidelines for free.
Kramel, the only defender outside of C, will be playing as passively as possible as RAD Syndicate do make their way here. Been pushed off completely even from his line of sight. And while the plant's going to be pretty easily available to the attackers, and also the fact that Keepo's been taken out here with a neural theft on the back of it as well. Kramel will get the trade back. They have an ultimate here. If the Viper's Pit is allowed to reach the site, it could prove to be very, very useful in this post plant of C. But the positions of these RAD Syndicate players are pretty good right now. 2 players watching spawn, 1 player keeping hand of Garage with the aftershock. Discourages them from coming in here, and they've instantly responded that as well. Respect it. But here comes Yash and Kramel. 1 each, and Yash doubles up. Slides out of the smoke. Kramel will get the 3rd as well, giving him another op. He's got 5 already in terms of the ultimate, and he just used the Killjoy lockdown a round ago.
It's just insane the fact that they were able to make an entry like this happen. This retake was phenomenal coming out from all the members of AST. This was just a 3-2-1 peak coming out from all of their players. The fact that they established strong garage control, cleared out the outside of garage as well, just in case anyone comes in. Paranoia timing was perfect. Yash was able to slide across, get an instantaneous kill. Honestly, a lot of the pressure really came down onto Gurv to really swing out and find a kill onto Yash as he was trying to take that duel. But the fact that Gurv just didn't really have that urgency in him to just take that swing, it allowed Yash to come through and get that kill onto the Omen, because the Omen was second in line for that trade onto the player that was trying to push into the garage. Everything just kept falling apart from there. That one missed play, ladies and gentlemen, is all that was required to break the entire post-plant setup that RAD Syndicate had built up for that particular round. And you could tell that their positioning was perfect because they expected the Viper's Pit to be a problem, so they were playing from inside of the site. It's either go big or go home in that type of engagement. And AST, they still have that one big ultimate online if anything does go wrong for them here on the defense.
Oh, Kibo. Close to getting one, but has to fall away now. And they walk straight into Lion's Den here, which is the A side. And Kibo could get 1 or 2 through that smoke. They're waiting for a flash, maybe a stun, and a recon on the back of it as well. A dashing jet. A stun from the other side. Gurv will make sure he falls right down, and Gurv will double up. Sinks to add to the troubles, coming in with that lurk. Kramel caught on the off guard, and now Lil Boy all alone. Just good for 1.
Risen's not going to be able to do much either. Didn't really have a lot of money in that last particular round to even go in for a buy here. So for them, even if Risen maybe like through pure sheer dumb luck gets one kill, this crossfire positions just has everyone covered. A high-low setup just in case of Risen just coming around from the back. If he jumps from heaven, he's still screwed. Every position line has been covered by them. And for AST, this is all about the exit frags and just plan through what's going to happen in that following round. Rat Syndicate, this rush just in a way or some way, shape, and form just kept on working. And AST not really able to find a lot of these active trades here. They're playing it risky, even though they have such a powerful ultimate in their arsenal to utilize that Viper Spit. They could have instantly taken A lobby control and just fully pressured everyone out to maybe push into towards sewers instead if they just opted to use that Viper Spit a little bit earlier. But instead, they tried to take it slow and maybe use it reactively for a retake. But I don't know, a lot of the times when they try to play it slow here, AST, they just lose out on so much information that it hurts them. And Antidote, I think immediately he's going to take this pause because of that. Because he can see that as well, that the members of AST are just giving away too much free space and they have no idea where the hit's going to be actually coming towards.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to take this little time to tell you about the Predator Helios Neo 16 Slim AI, which is the thinnest Predator that Acer have ever built, which is crafted for gamers and creators who need full-scale performance in the sleek, ultra-portable body. And don't let its size fool you, because inside it is a powerhouse packed with high-performance CPUs, powerful GPUs, a thermal system as well that keeps you cool while staying on the move. And of course, with this, every Predator Helios purchase awards you a free gaming monitor from Acer. And of course, you get cashback offers of up to 5,000 and instant back discounts of up to 15,000. So that description that you see below is waiting for you to check it out and get your Predator Helios right now.
Absolutely. And if you want to be playing at the highest performance here, the members here at Acer, they do have you covered with the best performing laptops that you can think of. Other than the Helios, there are of course a lot more other options that we are going to be talking about throughout the stream. So if you want to get a heads up on all of the other offerings that Acer has to give to you, make sure to check out the description again, because maybe Sings is going to get checked out by the members of AST here with Yash on that Sheriff. Trying to be aggressive. He wanted to try and find maybe one kill at the bare minimum, but even then, on this particular week around, it's not going to be that simple. Rat Syndicate, they've gotten a lot of space that they can play with here on towards this B-side curve. Knows that there is a player close by for this position. Rat Syndicate, they're wise for it. They're not going to be risking such a duel, because they know that one small weapon disadvantage for them is going to instantly turn the tides of this battle in the favor of AST. Sings need to be careful how he does this lurk up, because there's multiple members ready for him down on this B side. One stray bullet and he's just going to get caught off because he's low on HP. They need to be careful of how this duel happens. This Rat Syndicate, they're much more sworded approach. It seems to be working, but even then, it's not going to be as simple. Sings instantly swings out. He's going to be catching out one more, and one by one, the members of AST, they just keep on falling. Yash still finds a kill. Never mind, they're going to be able to find the turnaround 2v2 now. As AST, they're still in it to try and win it.
Yeah, Paranoia as well. Time's running out over here. The exchange of Paranoias, but Ryzen's going to get away. All he needs to do is stay alive here. And he turns around at the absolute unfortunate moment. 10 seconds and he has to go to the B side. And all Yash has to do is keep himself alive. I don't think he has the time. They don't have the time. And Yash will win it. But just staying his ground. Ryzen, the absolute hero. That one Paranoia secures him the round itself. And Rat Syndicate will be kicking themselves for what's just happened.
This is what you would love to see, the members of AST playing down the clock, down to the instant, and to get a 50-round victory like this can instantly turn your team's momentum for the better. But good God, the fact that Yash was able to find this kill was pretty much all that they needed. AST now, they have all the advantages that they would need. They also have the economy in their favor. How do they want to utilize it is the real question. The Viper Spit still online, and I'm pretty sure that little boy could be the one to utilize it.
I like the aggression. Asterisk went very, very hard on that A clearance. and have instantly now rotated back because they know that A is having no sort of attention from the opponents. Ryzen spotted. Sinks will look at him, but Yash will take out his teammate in the process. Tricky's gone, and Kibo's got a shock dart onto Paradox's life. It'll completely tear him apart, and UV with the trade, but he's got nothing more than that. Sinks now, all alone, 1v3. He's got Yash on one side, he's got two others following him on the other. And in lockdown as well, to make him feel as suffocated as possible. Asterisk will end the half with 8 as RAD Syndicate. A couple of sparky moments, but nothing that will solidify them. Especially that last round debacle with the spike not being planted.
Spike down, C.
All these rounds really just came on down to the wire now, didn't it? The way that AST really played things out. But then again, RAD Syndicate just couldn't get a good read on the positions that they were trying to play for either. A lot of these rounds just coming down to the wires because RAD Syndicate, they don't really have the proper utility that they would need to try and beat out a Neon, who's just constantly running around and clearing out a lot of these timing positions and the plays that RAD Syndicate are trying to make. Yash has been phenomenal in the way that he's able to find most of these gaps. And when you are a very smart player, Neon is easily one of the best agents that you can play for as well, because Neon just breaks through a lot of those internal clocks that these players have built over the years, and that's why she's such a strong and powerful agent even after all of her nerfs recently. You can already tell that AST, they're just playing deep on these angles. It's working out for them, and with the plan to go down through this post one, it's going to be a 5v5 retake.
Yeah, Sinks looking for any kind of stragglers as he can as the smoke faded away from Heaven. But time's being abided by here towards the spawn region. A stun as well. That Viper's Orb is going to come online any second here. But here comes Sinks. 1, 2. Rains down hell from heaven above. And Keeper's going to try and keep this alive. He gets a double himself. And here comes Karamil for the clutch. He's got just one player left now in front of him. Puts down his turret and takes out the Nanoswarm at the right time. He's playing it like a pro and he will win it like one as well. What a round here from Karamil and Kibo. The two backbones of Asterisk will secure it down and lock it. Number 9 for the team. It looked like it was almost over after Singh's got those first 2 kills because everybody else started flooding in. But then Kibo still managed to find a double.
The fact that Karamil was even able to find a double and not get traded almost instantly was the biggest surprise. Tricky's probably kicking himself with that one because he probably missed the shot that he was trying to take onto Karamil when he was flicking around with that 180 turn. It's always a hard shot to hit, but the hardest shots that you have to hit will be the game-changing one as well. AST taking another pistol round for themselves. This is not the position that you want to be in when you're on the side of RAD Syndicate. This one's going to be a very difficult one for you to try and take here as well, because positionally none of you are together, so either win the 1v1 trades or you're just going to be completely done for. Stuns come across, but good God, Sinks. He's going to hit himself for that one. Garv is going to be able to find 1 kill, though at the bare minimum. Karamil takes the backseat. That's going to be a weapon in the hands of the defenders now to try and play for. Good shot here being taken. UV deals the damage at the bare minimum.
I'm out of here.
Takes it over to a 3v4 situation. The retake can still happen, but as soon as it started, it's already possibly over, because even if Paradox is able to retrieve a weapon for himself, it's still a long road that he has to fight for to even try to mount a retake here.
Yeah, and this off angle from Yash is completely unexpected. Although a little bit of damage done here, RAD Syndicate did have a decent eco round there. Paradox will find one, and so does Tricky. But it is a round that will go to the hands of Asterisk, as they now build up a 6-round cushion between themselves and RAD Syndicate. And now they've handed Yash a judge to try and be a homing missile to somebody's face. Looks like Garage might be that little area. B also could be the contender. For the moment though, he's just going to hold on. Wait for a contact. See what exactly that Syndicate are up to here, as they are a little keen on getting A control for themselves. A smoke has been dropped down by them, and Garv has been allowed to push up quite a bit. And in the midst of all of this, here goes Yash. And he's just jumping around the entire side. He's been supported though. A judge in his hands does not care about behind him. Paradox will take him out. And now the fight is turning to be ugly.
Spike
I have
Oh,
no
no.
idea what the game plan
Oh
was here.
no.
But still, somehow it's working. They're able to build up these momentum plays, and they're able to turn this one back. 2v2 now. They still have to worry about the players that in towards the back lines. Curve is attracting so much attention towards him, and he just gets a free double kill. What a swing coming in from Curve. Good God, this one Jet player is just making me turn things around, and he is making my opinion that Jet is an agent of a bygone era. It's not really going to be a true fact anymore, because the way that he is playing is making sure that Jet stays relevant.
Garv, beautiful double kill. He took the attention first, made sure that his teammate could even crawl in from the garage smoke just in case he needed to. We're trying to set up a crossfire there, but unfortunately, Asterisk players get lined up. And now it's 10-5. A full buy though on both sides, as a couple of ultimates have started now surfacing up. We've got Hunter's Fury, we've got Neural Theft on the defensive side, and from the shadows as well. And Karamil hoping for a rotational mistake here. UV, aware of the fact though, is holding a good angle, as Karamil's teammates will start taking in Garage. They dropped the tripwire there as well, so this is going to start making the Cypher feel a little conscious about where he wants to position himself, because Garage is open. And he's got C-Long to worry about as well. And that's exactly where Asterisk plan on going. It's a good read from this team once again. Sinks will take back his tripwire actually. And the C side will be conceded.
Where is everyone hiding?
So Sinks is going to be the first one to take the fight here. Bone's going to be another one to deal with. Positionally, they're in a good spot here. But already you can tell that members of RAD Syndicate, they've pretty much gotten full clearance on almost every single one of their sidelines. Dash across, it's going to be Gurf to be the first in line for the contact, but already the players have fallen. Wait a minute, even though you expected RAD Syndicate to take a victory here, AST just turned it around in a matter of seconds. What just happened, Universe?
Well, a little boy completely turned around. I wish you could see what his POV was, because he managed to get a 3K there. And I believe he was playing inside the hallway of Garage. But he single-handedly turned that game around.
Did they like jump out of garage window into his awaiting arms or something? Because there's no way 3 players can die from garage like that.
I'm not sure. But whatever it was, a boon for the side of Asterisk. And that neural theft was utilized as well, which went to waste. Ryzen will find the first blood in this round. He's got an outlaw, and that's going to be a scary sound to listen to. The bullets from that barrel are always dangerous in these kind of rounds. And Asterisk have once again chosen the right direction to exploit their attack. They are heading in outside of B, most likely, just hoping to keep as much pressure on Garage as possible. Maybe if they find UV in the process, would make it a little more sweeter. Make it a 5v3. UV, though, not going to give up just yet. And once again, paths have been changed as they head in to the C site.
Already the engagement's coming in. Have to worry about this one tripwire though. Always a little bit of a nuisance for them to deal with. Players in towards the back of side. Smoke's utilized almost perfectly. Sinks does deal a little damage here from the process of it. As Yas just needs to hold down the smoke. Player not really behind him. But AST, they're going to be able to run things down here one after the next. Timing is everything for them, and the engagement was absolutely immaculate. Rat Syndicate, they didn't really have the weapons or the utility to try and fight them here whatsoever. They are now going to fall one after the next, like the dominoes. Effect continues in their favor. 12-5, ladies and gentlemen, the members of Asterisk. They're not going to take any prisoners. Well, Rat Syndicate, they're not really able to fight at all.
Yeah.
What's the answer? I don't know.
I don't think there is one unless Paradox finds his Rolling Thunder. Because right now, they've got a Killjoy lockdown. And once Lil Boy gets the plant, he's got a Viper Spit as well to completely secure that win condition. And if at all they need a little bit of extra firepower, they've got a Hunter's Fury as well. And they're going to exploit all of this on that seaside. Here they come. Yash spots one in that smoke. He's going to let him get away. Those things will find one, but Karamel gets the trade onto UV. Into the side they enter, but here's a full-fledged retaliation. Everybody from the entire map is present here right now. And it's Asterisk winning everything with Paradox.
Paradox.
He doesn't look around. One Aftershock finds a double in a very rare Valorant moment. And RAD Syndicate will survive another round.
There is no way that they turned this one back. The fact that one Aftershock just changed everything there. Paradox. You literally said that he has to be the hero of this story, right? But not in this fashion. You expected him to use a Rolling Thunder to try and set up his team, but instead, he just used his raw mechanical skill and, of course, one ability to turn everything around. Game changer of a moment for their side, ladies and gentlemen. Possibly a second win for RAD Syndicate to really play for. The investments coming in from AST is still pretty much exactly the same as they could have hoped for in this particular round as well, as the Killjoy is the only one that needs to walk up in towards this engagement. RAD Syndicate, they understand that the only way that they can even stop this double controller setup from working on this attack side is to stop them from getting a free plant and getting into the post-plant positions. But Gurv doesn't really have a lot to give here. 3 more knives to his arsenal. If he dies, this is going to be a problem. He just walked into it by accident. A little bit tough, but still going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Both duelists now taken off of the table, but still, the people with the most amount of utility to give in towards this round, they're still very much alive. And there's almost nothing that they have to worry about.
Yeah, the Viper Spit's going to come on the back of that as well. This is going to make things a lot more difficult. But Lil Boy, he went to destroy that recon and he gets caught in the process of it. Here comes the Rolling Thunder on one end. Tricky does have a free target and he will make sure that he connects his shot. And Ryzen's absolutely in the wind. He will go to the seaside, will get a plant down, but Six is here at the absolute crucial time. And he's gonna drop him to the ground as well. That Killjoy lockdown probably came in at a bit of a mispositioned place. It was very, very passive. And that passiveness made them lose the round most likely. Because RAD Syndicate had space to play on site even with the Killjoy lockdown being available.
I think I knew exactly what he was trying to do as well, but the thing is, the Killjoy lockdown that you place in that position is supposed to funnel all of the players in towards the side of heaven and also the underside as well. But you want Yash to be alive for that play to work because his relay bolt is pretty much a necessity for that angle. I don't know why Karamel even wanted to do something like this. This was such an autopilot strategy coming out from them. Because we've seen this strategy in the past as well, where the Killjoy places the lockdown towards a long, and then the relay bolt comes in from Yash to just clear out the bottom heaven position. No one can really stand there anymore, and they just fully execute onto the side. It works. It's a pretty good plan too. But in a round like this, where Yash died out early, you needed to go in for something a little bit more adaptable. An immediate pause being taken by Antidote to just give his team his direction again. I've still yet to see a Viper Spit being used on this map, which is kind of funny, right? Because on the defensive side, he kept on holding onto the Viper Spit, and even on the attack, it just didn't really get much of a chance to get used.
Yeah, but I think that's the win condition. I think they really need to put that into use because it cuts off so much of that map control, whether it's on B, whether it's on C. If they're able to get him to back of sight, not this one, of course, in the next one probably. If they're able to get him to the back of sight of any of those 3 sites, he cuts off an entire chokehold very, very deep. And that's going to give them so much ground to play with. Asterisk this time, once again, prioritizing that orb. Gurv could have actually taken that fight, but was holding a passive angle, hoping for somebody to swing all the way across that little gap on the Dome of the Smoke. Not going to be happening. Now, change directions, go outside of Garage, where UV's awaiting them. He's got a paranoia. And he's going to time it right. Jumps out as well. Just about it. Here comes the overdrive, but it's going to be instantly shut down. Was on his knees. Will be put straight to the ground there. Yash Just a bit of an unfortunate moment, and Ryzen now hoping that this Bucky can provide any sort of value. It will give him one, but nothing more it seems.
Weapon here.
We tried to beat the timing with that one. Poor old Yash just didn't really have the utility to try and turn that one around. But overall, still not the end of the world because he had the overdrive. Didn't really get the kill, but it's completely fine and dandy because AST, they still have a couple more rounds they can give away here. 4 more rounds before they have to start worrying about anything. For now, stability is key for them. Take it slow, take it easy. Just try to fish out at least one player from RAD Syndicate. Knowing them, one of them will swing, and they'll make a mistake. You just need to try and find it. A site now. Being the one that they're trying to consider with A lobby control being taken quite easily because of the smokes that they have placed. But as long as Sinks is holding on to this site, I'm pretty sure that none of the members of RAD Syndicate are really worried here. Hunter's Fury is still available and then into the shadows to go in for an instant rotation. Where do they want to try to bait these out? Look at the way that the defenders are playing. None of them have really invested any form of utility, and Tricky with a perfect spam catches out Caramel. That's your flanks now completely opened up. And one of your other win conditions that you could have had for a post-plan are already gone.
Yash looking for any form of a free kill that he can get. They've all coupled up here, and this is going to be a bit of a brawl, and they've got 3 players against 4. It should be a fair fight. Sinks ready and waiting for the action, and there's a fault line on the other end as well. The minute there's a contact or a paranoia or anything of that sort, they come in through, and here he makes it. Yash will support his Viper, and that should be the end right here. A Hunter's Fury to stop the plan, but it's not going to work out for Tricky. Lil Boy knows it all too well, dodges it, and this Outlaw is most likely going to be useless in this kind of scenario. Keeper's already spotted him, and he's known that he doesn't need to peek this at all. Has to just be aware of the fact that somebody could drop down. Tricky, he needs to make the first move here, but he's been stunned off. A recon could probably help Garv get into the site, but it's already been broken. Tricky's gone down the drain, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Asterisk winning map number 1.
A little bit dicey here. You expected the members of RAD Syndicate to really come on back in towards this game and take this victory, but it all really came down to the wire now, didn't it? That last push, that last play, especially with Yash being able to get that perfect amount of backup to Little Boy as well. I honestly thought that Little Boy was going to die with Yash on the side, and this was going to be another round win going in the favor of RAD Syndicate. You could tell that it was like a hairline close where Little Boy could have died in that exact instant if Yash didn't really come in for that trade support.
Yeah.
This was beautifully played out this last particular round because we kept on talking about it, right? That the Viper Spit is, of course, their biggest win condition, but they need to get themselves in towards the side. And that's where this entire strategy really revolves onto. When you're on the attack, if you allow both of these controllers to get into the side, get that plan down, there is no way in hell you're ever going to be able to win. Let it be if the Viper Spit is online. Let it be if both of the controllers are still alive, with one of them having a paranoia, the other one having a snake. But even then, it's just so difficult to push the Viper. That's why we've seen a recent resurgence of Viper in this current meta. Almost in every single map, Viper is viable, and that's why her pick rates are just through the roof in professional levels of play.
Yeah, even though we've seen, very interesting changes for Viper, with her wall, with her snake bite. She's gotten nerfed as well, a little bit of touch, but still a very, very strong agent. And Lil Boy, well, even though it required the absolute last round of the game for him to enable that Viper Spit, it ended up working for them, and they will find the victory on Haven. Lotus is coming up next, and we've already seen one Lotus which ended up being a bit of a landslide. Is it going to be a case again, or are RAD Syndicate good enough to push us to Ascent? We will find out very soon, of course, because both these teams are just going to take a small little break, and they will be getting back into shape very quickly. But until then, Aggressive, I do want to ask you, there was, of course, a string of rounds that they put together at Syndicate, but what happened in that first half? Do you think that was just not clicking? They were 12-4 down at a certain point.
I think it's because they were running a strategy that they haven't really done together that often. Paradox in particular, when he was on that Breach just didn't really feel like he was comfortable at all playing with Gurv, because you could tell that the dynamic between the Breach and the Jet just didn't really exist in any of those rounds. I think it was only
Yeah.
in maybe one or two rounds they even tried to set each other up with utility. Gurv was just doing his own thing on one side of the map. Paradox was doing his own thing as well. He was setting himself up for victory, but Gurv
He
just
got,
didn't really
I think
have
he got
much.
caught 3 times with twice with the fault line, once with his ultimate as well,
Yeah.
with his own teammate.
Yeah, it's stuff like this, right? That it just doesn't make sense. They couldn't coordinate with one another. Gurv went in a bit too fast. Maybe Paradox was a bit too slow with his utility. And to run this composition, you need to have perfect synergy between your duelist player and your initiator. That's kind of what the bigger problem lies in this, right? That's why a lot of the Indian
Yeah.
teams that we have seen recently stray away from this breach combination and just pick up that ISO Euro, because it's way easier to play. Because the stuff that you have to do with the
Yeah.
ISO Euro is just like both of you walk together into a side, the ISO pops a dimensional drift, maybe use a Sova ult right behind him, or you just pop a kill contract and you get a free kill for yourself. Whoop de freaking do. That's an entire composition. Valorant as a game now has turned from that strategic depth in this current meta, at least, other than this Viper combination that we do talk about, into something a little bit more simple, because now you don't need as much synergy to really play things out. You need to, at least in the Pacific region, that's what we're talking about, because that's the best region that we can see now, where every team
Yeah.
is relying a lot more on that simpler mindset of just trying to take a lot more of those heavy duels and playing for the basics of Valorant and using the core fundamentals to really build upon the agent's utility. That's why that ISO Euro combination is so strong. That's why we see that Viper and Omen are making that resurgence again, because you're trying to purely base your entire strategy upon the fundamentals and utilize the utility to augment it to a next level.
Yeah, and it's not just that, right? It's the fact that they're risky. They're good with being able to put themselves into positions where they're playing off these smoke angles which they create themselves. Stuff that you usually don't see from, I would say, other regions teams, especially Americas, where they really respect utility a lot. Where here we've got a lot of different players playing a lot of different styles. Some people love taking the risks, some people don't. And of course, the MVP of this game going to be Caramel, leading from the front. An experienced man will be giving his team the well-needed fuel to get that first map in their hand. And now we'll be going to the second game with an advantage.
Yeah, the members of AST really taking this one for themselves in the proper light. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking a very short little break to see exactly what the second map has in store for us. I'm pretty sure that RAD Syndicate, they need to talk things over on what to do next. Just like you guys need to check out the links down below in the description for the side of the Acer Predator laptops. There's a huge selection that are up or grabs here, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out that. But for now, we're going to be heading on down over into a very short little break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a lot more Valorant action.
remaining.
Die.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Map number 2 is on the horizon. We have just seen Asterisk take the first one, although the last few rounds were a little difficult for them. They will close it out 13-8. Now, for map 2, Aggressive is going to take a small little break, and I've got Oro back with me as we will take you through Lotus, which is going to be an interesting one. Oro, I hope you watched the first game. It was Asterisk pretty much in control of the entire thing, but in the end, when needed, they find that one round and they will secure it. But considering the scoreline is 13-8, it was actually worse. They were 12-4 up at a certain point. So what do you think about this map? Do you think Rat Syndicate can make a comeback and take us to Ascent, or is this going to be the end?
It should not, because of course this is considering the fact that this is a lower bracket game, and Rat Syndicate obviously do not want to, just bow out of the tournament even without showing a fight. So they would want to take it to Ascent, and for that they need to win it in convincing fashion. So beating Asterix is going to be a task, considering the fact that on bigger maps, Asterix is looking like a unbeatable team in the recent weeks, which we have seen them, they're functioning as a unit. And I mean, the way they also played against SATUL, you could also answer better. That's the only match they dropped, and because of which they are in this lower bracket situation. But
Yes.
I would say that last week, the tournaments in and around Acer Predator League, the India Qualifiers, which is happening right now, they beat SATUL from that lower bracket run. So they know that how to win matches in a lower bracket situation. And they did face Rad Syndicate there. And in that match, they was not in a situation where things were looking pretty for them. They lost the first map and then went on to win the rest too. So that is something which Rat Syndicate needs to think as well, that they can come up with a similar kind of a plan where they can beat Asterix, because they have the players, they have the caliber, they can do it, and they just need to function well and execute whatever the plans they have made. And I think they can be in a much more comfortable spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the map should be starting in just about a couple of seconds now. We are awaiting to head to the agent select as well. Lotus is going to be one that I'm interested in. What are going to be the differences between these two teams, because Asterisk do like playing a bit of the
Yeah.
oddball comp when they like it. Like, for example, they just played the Viper on Haven. It's something that they really enjoy doing, allowing themselves to have a secondary line of control. And of course, it is a favorite pick on this map as well. We will definitely be seeing that Viper once again here. I'm sure that both teams would be employing the services of that agent, but I have a feeling that Asterisk will continue with that Neon on Yash, that Yash on Neon, who has been very good in the first map as well.
I mean, Yash has been good as well. Good yesterday as well. I mean, the way he performed on that race, we saw that. I think the team was looking in a much better control with he playing that duelist and just going in, having that freedom, getting those kills which is required. So that is something is again going to be needed on this map as well. And he is back on that race. So yesterday they played Lotus, and it was a one-way ticket, of course. Asterisk pretty convincingly won that game, and they would look to do the same again. But I mean, you said that before the swap happened, that the scoreline was not good for the sides of RAD Syndicate. So now it looks like all the players, they're also not functioning well on the aim side as well. They're not winning those duels which is required and expected of them. So now Garv has to be the one who needs to win those aim duels against Asterix, who are in a situation where they're feeling confident. The momentum is with them with that first map win. And if you're facing Caramel, I just would say that you do not want to isolate him, because on that aim game I think he would more likely win 9 out of 10 times in a day.
Well, Lotus is going to have a pretty similar comp here, except for the one and only difference being that there is a chamber on UV, who, by the way, was quite the champion with it in the previous time he played it, just against his previous opponent, which I believe was Last Hope yesterday. Very strong performance there. But Asterisk themselves are pretty good on Lotus. RAD Syndicate, it feels like the only map they're good at is Lotus, honestly, because they even got one map of Lotus against GGEZ. So that is a bit of a something that you can keep in mind. This could be a very competitive matchup between these two teams. Outside of C right now, after taking initial contact outside of A, they're going to walk through. They spawn Caramel, and Caramel's instantly going to be retrieving away from here. But no, they're actually going to once again cause question marks to be formed around the map as RAD Syndicate just keep walking across everywhere. 50 seconds on the clock now, and they are heading in back to A.
Okay. Garv is here still to, I think, ask those questions, and this is going to be a fake. Lil Boy would know once he spots one. Yes, exactly. Now the calls will come in that rotations will start back. They have only 28 seconds on the clock. Let's see the paranoia. How can he handle the situation? The fault line did not connect though. He's still free. Lil Boy, will he go and find anything? Yash, he managed to find one and keep on with that aftershock. He gets things as well. The man is still alive. The site was not in proper control, to be honest, because they just went in and just planted the spike. Yash finds Paradox. Numbers game in favor of Asterix. The nade paint shell came in and Curve finds two. And suddenly the numbers are in favor of RAD Syndicate. But wait a moment, Lil Boy had different plans. UV is still alive, and as long as he's alive... Oh no. I think the plan was not for them to play from outside the side. It was a plan for 3 or maybe back of side. But nobody was here inside the side except for the player who was taken out with that shot from... I think it was Lil Boy who took out the player who was playing inside the side. But anyways, not clearing out properly. The back of side should have been under control. Otherwise, I think this is something which you will expect in a retake scenario universe.
Yeah, the rest of the Asterix boys did a good job of keeping RAD Syndicate's players towards A main. They didn't let them rotate and go all the way towards tree and open the door either. Although they entered from there was nothing more. Yash Interesting verticality here, and he will most likely get away with at least one. A double, not going to be the case. Garv will shoot him down from his tree. And now Lil Boy will protect that Guardian in front of him. Fake here to try and get that off. Couple of bullets fired, not going to be too much done. Fault line just to make sure nobody's pushing in from tree. And Sinks not keen on pushing in through. Another smoke from both ends here. A Guardian can be picked up. It's right there. But they make another call. They want to head towards B. And while all of this is happening, UV's already gotten B. And look at where the defensive sentinel is. Karam is already cleared up entirety of C. He's gotten the flank as well on his hands. UV will face him, will take him straight out. And that's a beautiful shot from the young man there. He's got an outlaw to play with. That could be the winning condition for this round. A flash. Bison's blinded. Reloading will be caught out as well. Here comes the flank on the other side though. UV's already made his way all the way around. Lil Boy can actually go for the defuse here. Keepers keeping their opponents busy. Gets the first. UV has to come in through from the flank. And he's going to be missing, but Paradox won't. And he's just going to defuse.
Oh my!
Gun here.
Oh my god! The ninja being pulled over there. I mean, both the times Rat Syndicate have planted, and I don't know where are they roaming around. There's a big flank coming in. Just need to understand the fact that the players are already inside the site. The information needs to be relayed. You know, I can understand that one player is there for a flank. You know, when Sinks was taken out, Paradox should have jumped in, literally jumped in, but he was also late. He was pretty slow to react on that situation from the upper area. But at this point of time, the C's and the nade, they will want to push, but that shuts Yash down. The bonus round. Oh wait, Garv and UV have different plans. Caramel manages only one before anything could have been answered back from Asterix. It's only Caramel who's left out with few HP. And this is going to be next to impossible for him to convert.
Yeah. I think he's been spotted. I'm not sure. Yeah, he has. Paradox is going to take care of that. That's Syndicate. Hold on to that extreme aggression really well. They expected it almost, it seemed. And Asterisk had a bit of a Hail Mary throw there. They just thought, okay, you know what? We have no weapons. Might as well just rush into their faces and see what we can do. Didn't work out, but it doesn't matter. Now they've got a full buy.
The showstopper is ready for Garv. Rat Syndicate. They would want to use that showstopper in a much better way, where they can create value or create space, which is something I'm sure Caramel would have read, and exactly that is why he has already cleared out the side. He's playing from the back lines. The boombot is left forward. Oh my goodness me! The area wasn't cleared at all, and Caramel just smoke pushed him. Got him down. The good thing is the trade was there, but Paradox pushed too deep towards CT. His position would be expected. Might be a prowler used from Ryzen, but there is a fault line available, and of course he had to push back. But Tricky, he fights too. Lil Boy and Ryzen goes for a toll, and now UV comes in and gets both of them. Yash and keep on. So a good buy round for Rat Syndicate coming up. The Asterix, they couldn't win their full buy round, so now this is going to be a round where they have to go on for an eco. They won't have the weaponries to feel comfortable with Universe.
Yeah, that should have been Asterisk's round. They had a full buy, but the push in. Tricky securing two on the CT side. A double from UV on Waterfall. A couple of half armors. And that Outlaw makes its mark known. Caramel. Think we'll have to go back because we have a player disconnected. We will most likely have to restart this round.
Yeah, looks like that everybody is just waiting. We'll know about that, but then Scoreline says 2-2 with Asterix 1-0 up in this best of three series. Started things off pretty solidly on Lotus as expected, but then Rat Syndicate has replied in a much better way. You know, as Universe, you mentioned that this is going to be a tough fight, and
Mm-hmm.
Astralis is not going to be handed this as easily as they could make those inroads in the map of heaven. So
Yeah.
this is something where they have to understand the fact that when I mean, for example, when the full buy round rolled on, so Caramel pushing through the smoke, I think he could have waited for his teammates to come by because teammates were pretty
Mm.
far away. They were towards A and B, and which allowed these players to take that deeper CT control. And Tricky just came in and swung with those 2 kills, which was actually, I
Yeah.
think, a position given, which is an advantage for a team like Red Syndicate.
Yeah, I agree. But he did try something. It almost worked out. He got with one. Should have probably gotten away instantly from there.
Yeah.
And it worked out for the attacker's favors in the end. That one stun was very good. The fault line was great, but unfortunately, Tricky was there to just kind of hold them off as they were rushing into that spawn region. And then UV, of course, did the rest. Start has been good. Both teams have gotten solid rounds so far. It's a 2-2 scoreline. The last one will be rolled back as no damage was dealt on either side. Hence, one of the disconnection will be now redone. We will have a reconnection of the player. I think it was Sinks who was disconnected, and we are heading straight back to the game.
Yeah, I think if Caramel wants to push again, he should use his Arcros behind. What he was trying to do over there. There's no escape plan from there, right? If a Vice is pushing from C main, he needs some kind of a backup. Either his Arcros. Now this time he hasn't made his move. He's holding back. His Arcros is placed towards the side. And Rat Syndicate is playing this slow. They are expecting a push, but nobody has made any move. The Vice Wall is present over there. And this is something that's going to be interesting because Ryzen, he just made contact. And the timing was key, of course. And he was taken out. Dark cover is there. The Horn will, of course, be spotted. Caramel. Again, the timing is the key, of course. Seaside is up for grabs. The 3 players standing. They have from the shadows and the showstopper, but I don't think they would want to use it until they find at least one pick.
Yeah, they got nothing to do though. Just a couple of sheriffs. And it is going to be a very, very difficult setup now for them to retake from. Oh, the spot here, but Tricky is there. Once again, Tricky! It seems like he's woken up from his slumber in the previous map. He's feeling quite confident. Had 2 rounds already with 2Ks and now with a 4K. He's got his Nightfall in his hands. And he's on top of the scoreboard with 8 to his name.
This is going to be an interesting round to watch out for. Asterix, they are again back stronger on an economy. The guns will be there with now Showstopper and from the shadows. How will Yash want to play this out? Looks like again they want to hit C. They've been doing this constantly. But Caramel, he has lost a lot of HP and he can't fall back right now. He's expected there and he will be shut down. This is pretty ordinary of him. If you want that information, I mean, those jump swings could have been better because he lost a lot of HP through the swing. And now Sentinel is out of the game. UV finds Ryzen. The initiative is also taken out. With these 3 players, Rat Syndicate playing this slow have made Asterisk thinking, and when Asterisk is thinking this way, it isn't their strength. Usually teams have made those fast executions towards the rounds where they have been the team to control. Now they have just been left to thinking, but look at UV and Garv, they are again creating value over there. Yash and Keybond been taken out, so another buy round gone. Saints obviously will have the spike planted, but Lil Boy, he has to spy, he has to save this weaponry. Will he be allowed to? We'll know it shortly.
I think there's a little bit of fun being poked at Yash. Yeah, Garv is just jumping around. He's finished up the bullets of one Phantom. Gonna hold on to the other one just in case there's a fight to be had. Lil Boy though will probably be found. Oh, just about passes him. Doesn't check B main. Lil Boy will survive for another one as RAD Syndicate will put up 4 on the board now. And they've got quite a few ultimates for the next round as well. There are a bunch of counters on the other side. We have a Steel Garden. We have a Rolling Thunder for Asterisk. And also from the shadows on Lil Boy, as you can see. This is going to be an ult-laden round.
Yeah. But then Asterix, they don't have the economy. Okay, it's now finally Antidote. As and when we have seen Asterix lose out on 3 consecutive rounds, the Antidote immediately taps onto that timeout, asking for that breather, which is required at least because the team is looking clueless because RAD Syndicate have slowed things down, which is why they're looking clueless, and the want of that information have created this team in a messful situation, which has not happened in the past because they have been given the information because of the team being either fast or maybe some kind of movements towards mid or maybe on different sides, but nothing has been given away by RAD Syndicate. And whenever a player has tried to forcefully invite those information or try to find those information, they have been punished. Like Caramel, he got stuck, and even the way Reason was taken out by UV with that operator. With these kind of ultimates online for RAD Syndicate, they have the upper hand because Asterix, even though they have the ultimate, they won't have the economy to support those situations, right, Universe?
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be a tough couple of rounds for Asterisk, although their loss bonus will be building up now slowly. It already has. They've lost 2 in a row. Actually, they've lost 4 in a row. And a bunch of ultimates available. This round, though, is not going to be one for them to use these ultimates. Recon outside of C here, the Horn. And a Prowler to clear out B main. Ryzen's not going to get any information, so he's just going to go on a jump peek himself. And he's going to eat a couple of bullets himself. Just about dodges them, actually. Just the wall that protects him. And he's called out to his team that there's a whole lot of commotion outside of B. Need to be worried about A now, because UV has crawled in pretty deep. Although it's with an AWP, he's going to be saved with it. Allowed to get in through that smoke just about, and Lil Boy with the double. And this is a humongous mistake. A little overconfident, if I would say. A little bit of utility would have done him good there, but he thought that he had the upper hand of timing. But it's not going to be the case. 2 players fall. Asterisk have an advantage of 5v3. And they've got 2 ultimates as well on the back of it to secure themselves, if at all, in terms of crippling the opponents. Sinks. Gets the first.
No.
Will as well. And Tricky's turned it around. Suddenly, RAD Syndicate have made this work. Karam is still alive, but not for long. And now a Bucky left in play. 14 HP on Yash. He's gonna get one more. It's a 1 versus 1. He's gonna throw in a satchel, try to play this perfectly, but unfortunately, long range is not gonna favor him. And Tricky, of course, is on top of his game right now.
I mean, Universe, if the information was there, why not use the Rolling Thunder, Keyboard? Why did you want to peek him? And that too with the stun active. We didn't catch that in the instant replay, but then of course this round could have been much better executed by Asterix. Questionable at the end. They did the right part. And even at Syndicate, they had to find the only guy with the gun over there. That was Lil Boy initially. He got those 2 picks. Now Yash and Caramel playing pretty aggressive. Caramel waiting for that haunt, but this looks like the haunt and the paranoia will be committed together. Now Yash falls back. He was, of course, paranoid. And both of them taken out. Wow, this plan failed in a superb fashion. And now that they have up for grabs, Lil Boy is there. He will use the paranoia and come in. He's blinded too, but will he get the second one is the question. Before he gets the second one, Tricky trades him. Last man standing is Ryzen. They're just falling like night pins, and They have no information whatsoever what is happening with them. Even if they are expecting the players, the way they are expecting and the way they're wanting to push through is not just working.
Blinding.
Indeed isn't. They have a little bit of an understanding as to how this attack is coming through, but RAD Syndicate, so far they were playing it slow and steady. And then when Asteris finally were getting a hang of it, maybe they seem like an understanding. RAD Syndicate just turn up the pace. And the pace is absolutely on top. And RAD Syndicate will most likely continue with this because the confidence is looking up now. Yash, though, finally will find a trade. And Yash will pull up as well.
Exactly. But Lil Boy, he gets a sheriff shot connection onto Tricky. And now, the numbers advantage is not in favor of RAD Syndicate. But then they have the ultimates. Sinks with that Rolling Thunder. If he finds one, will of course want to use that. Even Paradox has From the Shadows. He opens up the door and just sneaks in towards B main. Sinks. Oh no, his information is revealed. You need to destroy the boom bot, my god. For a second panic there. Again, the revolving door, they're asking these questions. Paranoia being used. No, now the haunt. Timing over there, pretty close. Dark cover is not going to help them, of course. If they're wanting to push in towards this side, it's going to be a complete shutdown because 4 players are just waiting on different angles, which is so hard to, clear out. Oh no, through the smoke. Paradox, the first one, and of course, Lil Boy will find the second one to sink as well. And here you go. Astis finds the third round after a long, long wait.
Solid round here. All thanks to Yash starting things off. He got the first and then the second as well. And then Lil Boy was there to add to the party. He got a 3k himself. A very wild running Tricky. Just tried to get into the side, running into waterfall. And of course, if you're running in that freely and risk-free, at least risk-free in your mind, is going to punish you. RAD Syndicate back on a bit of a slow play. Have slowed things down. UV, although been detected, is not going to get away from here. Rolling Thunder comes in and UV is going to be very quick to dodge it. And that is a humongous commitment. Because they committed the Rolling Thunder here. And when they did so, it baited out UV to just go back. And UV was just trying to probably get that. They cleared out A for sure, yes. But the Rolling Thunders have been now wasted on both sides. But only one team has gotten the advantage. Still gets one. And Kibo's gonna double up as well. The Steel Garden is gonna be activated now. And just a couple of pistols will be allowed to play in this round. Still alive. Still playing. And the shot is gonna work. And here comes another ultimate to secure the kills. But Ryzen's gonna take it for himself. Paradox will be found on the flank. And a flawless round from Asterisk. What an absolute crazy round.
I mean,
I thought that the first, when they put the first Rolling Thunder just for UV, I thought that was a humongous mistake because you would have wanted to probably keep that for a retake situation.
Correct.
But I thought, this is Asterisk making another mistake. But then the retake, the rightly timed Steel Garden, and then everybody just at the right time finding their positions and finding their kills.
I mean, it all started when Garv ignored Caramel in the corner. I mean, he was paranoid. He was, stunned by the Rolling Thunder. He didn't have nothing to do, but the Prowler came in late. And that is why, he completely ignored that corner and he was checking the left-hand side. And that's where Caramel was left alone. If he would have been taken out, I think the Steel Garden wouldn't be active, and I think that would have been a better round for RAD Syndicate. And I'm sure Paradox would have understood the situation that they had the momentum and suddenly they have lost it in the previous 2 rounds. They need to pull things back because the economy has now taken a toll. They won't be in a stronger situation with that economy at least. This is going to be an eco or kind of a half buy kind of a situation looks like that. They would want, okay, they are going for Vandals and Phantoms with half armors at least. This is where it's going to be interesting. They have UV's Tour de Force. Let's see if he can create value with it. Yeah. Now Caramel is also using an operator. Lil Boy and Yash, this time they have changed things up. Caramel has changed his setup towards A and not towards C now. Can these boys read it? This is happening for the first time. Now the stun comes in, but the satchel, he isn't allowed yet, but he gets caught off by Curve. This is for the second time he has been stuck over there. The stun, the paranoia, and the haunt is so hard to dodge, Universe, at the same time. 9 out of 10 times you will be taken off now. These guys have made an entry towards C. Ryzen is there, but Ryzen has been traded off. Lil Boy is still surviving. Paradox finds 2. Ryzen, Lil Boy, and Keyborn, all of them taken by Paradox himself. Paradox stepping up big time.
Spike planted.
Huge confidence booster for him. Caramel just waiting for the Tour de Force player, which is UV. Who will find it? He misses and UV hits.
No. Oh, that is a big miss from Caramel. He should have hit that shot. That's indicated. Will, with that round, find themselves with at least a 2-round advantage in the next half. And to finish things off, make it a little bit sweeter for them, they've got a showstopper on Garv, who could just enter and blow things out of proportion here. Again, the same setup. Again, the same attack, it seems, could come to play. Lil Boy and Yash outside of C could be going towards Mount, and they've been caught out here multiple times, but they're still not discouraged. Seems like it's going to be a split, though. They are outside of B and as well as outside of C. Now they're playing for information. Here goes the showstopper. And it's going in towards that B site. It will not find anybody, but Ryzen's been brought down very, very low. And that nade most likely could eat him a while, but no.
Failed.
Misses its mark, and Caramel's found UV outside of A. That's a big kill. It's up to Lil Boy now. Paranoia, very well timed. Although they've already entered the site here. They know he's here around bend. Yes, and Lil Boy will make sure that they hold down the side, and they will get it done till the end. Asterisk will find a 5th, but that Syndicate still have the advantage going in the second half.
I mean, even Ashes wouldn't have minded this scoreline if we would have given them in the first place. 7-5 scoreline on the defensive half. Now they have swapped onto the better positioned half of Lotus, as we said that it is attack favoring. This is where now RAD Syndicate will be tested, of course, with that only one controller. I mean, the only difference is that chamber. Other than that, everything is same. The Fade, the Breach, Paradox on that Omen, and now Garv. RAD Syndicate, they need to win the pistol round. If they lose out on that, we will see the equalizer coming in really quickly, Universe. Because, I mean, 5-7 with only 2 rounds buffer, we cannot never say that the game is too ahead of Asterix this time.
Well, they've got A control so far. Garv going to be instantly rotated away here. Oh, there's a trade. There's 1 for 1, each for each. It's a pinstripe kill feed here. Red, green, it keeps turning around. But in the end, it is going to be green with the advantage. RAD Syndicate with 3 players alive. And Kramen now left to do it all tricky in front of him. And there's a shot. Okay, Caramel delivers one to the dome. Made him feel the pain. But now it's a triple crossfire, which absolutely is unbreakable unless he's going to be some sort of a magician.
Oh my god!
There comes the first. Second as well. Karamel's experience coming into play here. And now it's all sinks, and he will make it work at the right time. 18 HP. Clutches it out. A scare for RAD Syndicate, but in the end, it is going to be their round.
I mean, I was again on the edge of my seat to witness another Caramel special, because the only man with the HP was Garb. He was taken out. Those 2 utilities, the fault line and the flashpoint, just helped him. And it did connect. So yeah, a brilliant save from Sinks over there. And I think he got 3k in that round. Oh my god, UV just shuts Yash down. This is something we missed out during Asterisk's defensive half because nobody was pushing in so fast. They were slow on the execute, which is why the questions were asked. Now the 8th round is up for RAD Syndicate. This is of course an eco round where they don't have that buys. Paradox and UV once again find value. And UV, will he find the 4th one is the question with the Headhunter. He swaps onto the pistol, but he will be taken out. Ryzen now. He has 45 HP to play with. Will have the Haunt now. Oh no. Before he could react, things just came around through waterfall and just took him down.
Yeah. Straightforward, simple, easy, a little bit of damage and a plant as well. So economically will give them a slight push. But Asterisk will have a buy round now, which they have to very desperately win. And on the other side, there are a couple of good weapons to be used for this bonus.
I think this is for the first time Asterisk has been put in a situation like this, Universe. You know, in previous few weeks, I've seen them in a pattern where if they have gone on to win a series, they have either won the first map and won the second map and finished it right there, or else if they have lost the first map and then went on to win the rest two. They've never won the first map and lost the second and then went on to win the third map. So this is where the character is again going to be tested, and look at UV. He shuts Ryzen and Yash down. This is the full buy round. This is something they have to win. This is a must-win round. If they lose out on this, you will see the 11th round coming in for RAD Syndicate. Oh, goodness me. Tricky just slaps Caramel.
That is so crisp. Oh, little boy.
Little boy.
I think he's crawled in. I'm not sure if he's seen anybody here, but he's got an advantage. Oh no. Little boy. No, what has he done? Well, although he's got a little bit more to work off here. Okay, he gets a double. Kibo's gonna also find one, and this has made things into a 2v2. A bonus indeed, but it's a very difficult buy round for Asterisk. Plant's gonna go down. It's very deep into spawn, and it's a plant for spawn itself. And Kibo's got utility for ages. He's got an aftershock, he's got a flash, and a fault line as well. But on the other end, a Prowler and Haunt from the side of Tricky could turn things around. A flash was heard, so they know that one player should be there, if not a second as well. And there's Kibo spotted. Aftershock, just to make sure the plant will not be defused, but they're very far away from this. The fault line is good. The Haunt is good as well. Tricky's gonna go and stick it all the way, it seems, but no, Kibo's gonna protect him.
Oh
and
my.
the Spock as well. Kibo protected himself, and Asterisk, the two players remaining somehow, some way, clutch this.
Lil boy with that big 3k. I mean, saved the round for Asterisk and keeping them in game, because this round was a must-win round for them. It was a very crucial round. They could not have lost it with that stun coming in. I mean, though his position was expected, like he was looking at the correct positioning, Tricky, and he was not having that HP as well. But then Lil Boy and his confidence just took things. But UV again has pushed in. Oh no, this is again going to be timing, but this time with that tour de force, it was visible. Of course, it should have been visible. Oh, sometimes weaponries can also be a disadvantage. Nightfall comes in, but Paradox is playing a different angle, but Prowler will spot him. Caramel finds Curve. Now suddenly, they have decided to up the ante, and RAD Syndicate are finding it difficult. Fight will go down towards B, but Things comes in with 2. Goodness me, what is happening, and why is nobody guarding the Spiker? Such freedom given to the player who just came in and swung and got 2, right? Universe, which is not, shouldn't have been allowed there. Oh, looks like Tricky is going to have to. Tricky misses the first one, connects on to the second. The last man is Lil Boy. Lil Boy got both of them, but couldn't find Paradox over there, who will defuse the spike after starting off those good 2 initial picks. Just still couldn't pull this round back in their favor, which was expected of them. Sinks, I think, made the difference, of course. These two picks. I mean, this shouldn't have been allowed. This shouldn't have been allowed. Those two picks were pretty crucial. Somebody should have been watching that angle. And now, with the Steel Garden and from the Shadows activated universe, what do you think will Asterix do from here? Because they will not have a proper economy to support them as well. Oh, at this point of time, Asterix on the 6th round, but God, he wanted to push. But I mean, what was the motive? No information whatsoever. Caramel again finds UV. Ryzen this time doesn't make a mistake. Gets tricky as well. The only two players are Paradox and Stinks. Stinks is holding tree, but the Prowler and the Paranoia, a lot of utilities to deal with. He has the flashpoint, but Lil Boy was proactive. He just crouches and takes things down over there. Now, only Paradox left out. Have the economy though. Economy is not going to be the problem. But it's a 1v5. If he wants to convert this round, he needs to get an ace. Which is going to be so hard. Looks like Asterix, they're wanting to pull things back in their favor. The buffer is of 4 rounds.
Cover going out.
They would want to hunt down Paradox though. They wouldn't allow him to save a weaponry. But I think he'll be able to save the weaponry. Now the game becomes pretty interesting from here. Of course, they will have another round where they will have an economical advantage, but if they lose out on this, then RAD Syndicate might find themselves in a spot of bother. They still have a 3-round buffer, but Asterix, in their favor, they have the Showstopper, they have the Steel Garden with Caramel, and also Little Boys from the Shadows. Now Yash, how does he want to play this one? Looks like a fast A execute, and on the other end, RAD Syndicate looks like they want to push B. And Caramel, he's gonna have a fight in his hands. That man doesn't back down from a fight though. But he is with his teammate. The A side is clear. This is gonna be a complete backstab coming out from the likes of RAD Syndicate. Caramel, he needs to be careful. Information needs to be there. No, he misses the first one. He gets the second one. He gets the third one as well. Caramel finds it big. He spots the 4th one as well. And of course, they would know the site is clear.
Destroyed.
The vice wall is of course there. You should not challenge this man's aim. Paradox, but this time Paradox finds Caramel, but Caramel has done his part. With only 2 men left, UV, he only has a Deagle to deal with, but now he will retrieve a Bulldog though. Paradox and UV, how would they want to play it? As I said, this is gonna hamper their economy if they lose out on this.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Lil Boy finds UV. It's pretty crisp. TP's out. Paradox again wants to save the weapon because he knows if he does not, his team is gonna be in a spot of bother with the economy at least. Good decision to run away. But wow. The B push coming in. But the way Garf was moving in, they should have been together, is the question. A little difficult. This is something which is going to be interesting to watch. But RAD Syndicate, they still have those 2 rounds, but then until when? When does that panic situation start kicking in? Asterix, for the time being, with these 3 ultimates, they didn't use one in the last round, so they still have it. Because they had Paradox saved that weaponry. Now, they can still go out for an AWP, but this is going to be the last round. If they lose out on this, now their economy is going to take a toll, and big tattoo and a big toll, because they have almost, except for Paradox, everybody has almost maxed out. UV now, he needs to create value. There's a pause been taken here. But I could use this time for you viewers to grab onto Nitrolite 16, a bold new look for the battlefield. The Acer Nitrolite 16 drops in with a clean white finish and the firepower to back it up. Powered by up to 13 Gen Intel Core processors and up to NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 graphics card. This machine does not just keep up, it takes over. The 40.60 centimeter, which is equal to 16 inches WUXGA IPS display, pushes 165 Hz for ultra smooth frames, while a dual fan, dual intake, dual exhaust thermal system keeps things cool when the action heats up. WASD keys stand out for fast finger placements, and the dedicated Copilot key brings instant access to AI tools built for speed. Along with this, you can get up to a cashback, which is up to 5,000 Indian rupees, and also an instant bank discount offers up to 15,000. You just need to tap on the link in description and check out all the laptops. We have a lot of options here. So if you are looking for a Predator series, if you are buying a Predator Helios, you will also be able to get a free gaming monitor. And if you're wanting to buy a Swift series, then you get a Acer Slingback free with it. Meanwhile, I already see the timer has started clicking. Things will resume. And now, this break. Will it break the flow for Asterix? The dark cover being played. There's a player inside the smoke. Paradox knows it, and he needs cover, but Yash, he gets alone, and that few seconds is used, and now Yash commits the showstopper, and he will use this to create space. The site is up for grabs. The whole site is under control. Paint shell used. Of course, the spike will be planted. RAD Syndicate, they have the Rolling Thunder with Sinks. They very well know it. And also Paradox can use from the shadows. The combination can come in. It's just, oh no, the Steel Garden being committed now. They won't have the primary weaponries, and Yash finds UV, the operator, taken out of the ploy. This is just not happening for RAD Syndicate. And as I said, if Asterix wins this, RAD Syndicate's economy takes a toll, and this is why they're wanting to save. Paradox is waiting for some more exit frags. I don't think he will be allowed. It's Caramel who's wanting to go for those picks. He wants to sacrifice himself, is he? It looks like that. It was Paradox. Is someone he will find, but then Paradox will finish him pretty easily. And now, Asterix gets the 9th round after a scoreline of 5-10. We see a 9-10 scoreline. For the viewers who just joined in, I would like to say that this is a lower bracket game going on between Asterix and RAD Syndicate. The first map of Heaven was pretty easily converted by Asterix, and now this is where things can get a little difficult for a team like RAD Syndicate, who has the experience. But if they do not win this, they will be eliminated, and they won't be able to get that slot, Asia Pacific slot, which every team is looking for. Garv, again playing a similar kind of an angle. This time Paradox is using a one-way. Okay, but Paradox finds the Ash. No trades being taken. The Caramel finds Tricky, Caramel finds Sinks as well, and that too towards B. And now the B side is clear, but UV is there with that operator. Sees and the paranoia will hit him. The Prowler again being finding connection. It's blinded. So, oh my goodness me. It's a chaotic fight which is happening. Paradox in a situation where he can clutch it for his team. He will slowly walk towards
Planted.
But they need to expect him. He's coming in fast. His position. Oh my goodness, he's not spotted yet. He has one TP. He uses the smoke. He's not inside the smoke, that's for sure. But one player is without the util. But 1 HP on Paradox. 1 HP, but Paradox has fired out Ryzen. But keep on. Finds Paradox, who was also on 1 HP. Goodness me, Asterix has managed to equalize the scoreline. Oh wow. For a second I thought that Paradox has got this covered. Because the one player was on to 1 HP from both the teams. And one player was with a haunt in his hand, that was Ryzen. Rat Syndicate, they have 4 ultimates to work this. They have the buy because they were constantly being able to save. Look at UV, he's playing too aggressive, but of course he had the rendezvous placed. So he rendezvoused back, of course. Now, Ryzen, the Nightfall is ready for usage. Site is given away and they want to play on a retake, which is good actually. And this is going to be a fight between Yash and... between Garv and Caramel, but Garv was better. Now the Vice being taken out. That's why they haven't went in. Because they can understand the fact that the site is clear. Paradox and UV, they're just holding. Oh, UV! They should have used the Paranoia or the Dark Cover to cover out that angle. UV still has that advantage now. The Rolling Thunder comes in. This is looking bad for Asterix. Only Ryzen left and UV finds him as well. Wow. Rat Syndicate finally pulls things back. 11th round comes in. Pretty back and forth action happening in this second map of Lotus. Question is, who will win this? If Rat Syndicate wins this, we see Decider. If Asterix wins this, they will move ahead and face GGEZ, and Antidote has decided to take a timeout now. That man has not shown his cards yet. Experienced campaigner, he knows, he has himself been in multiple situations like these and have made sure his team makes a comeback. And now this time he's coaching a young team. Of course Caramel has that experience, but along with that, all the 4 boys, right from Lil Boy to Yash, these youngsters are in good hands, and the way they have been performing just showcases the importance of him. But then, you guys can also check out Swift Lite 14 AI. Smarter tech, sleeker design. Meet the Swift Lite 14 AI PC, your ultra light, ultra fast AI sidekick. Fire up the dedicated Copilot key and let built-in intelligence handle the heavy lifting. With a 1.1 kg metal body, a vibrant OLED WUXGA display, and a super slim 15.9mm profile, this PC is built to think fast, look sharp, and move even faster. You can check out the link in description, or maybe the pinned comment given in chat to grab a hand on the laptop. But now the round has started with a scoreline of 11-10 in favor of Rat Syndicate. They have the advantage. The Tour de Force active for UV. They would need information, which is why Ryzen's position is going to be very crucial. This looks like a pretty stacked A side. The trees has been given control, but now the Paranoia will come in. Will the Rolling Thunder now being committed? They have to take a fallback. Garv is there, but Stuart Sings was stuck there. The side is up for grabs. Now the Pain Shield will give Tricky a little bit of a damage. They still have the Nightfall and the From the Shadows for Paradox, which he has kept it with himself for a while now. The Haunt being destroyed. Because the Nightfall comes in, the Showstopper is also activated! But the player was literally in front of his face, and Garv had no problem eliminating that man. But Ryzen has taken out Paradox, and they're playing pretty close to each other. So of course, it's not going to be easy for the members of Rat Syndicates to take out these players. But this looks like the 11th round will be going in favor of Asterix, because if these boys don't have the time, Tricky finds one, Ryzen gets Tricky, but Lil Boy doesn't let UV do any more damage.
Make their fear your weapon. Or use a gun.
11-11. looks like
This is
this is
Last player
gonna
standing.
be match at our hands so far, because the way both the teams have played on this map, we haven't yet seen an overtime yet, but in this situation, Asterix still scored the same, that if Asterix wins this, they close out this best of 3 series. Rat Syndicate has to win this. This is a must-win game for them. And again, the A side is stacked. Both the Omen have their From the Shadows activated. No more ultimates to play with. Fault line being committed. Okay, Garv has some information. He has spotted Yash though. This is going to be interesting to watch out. UV has his operator ready. The Prowler will of course give his the information. The Blind will do one thing for sure, that he has to rendezvous back, and the information is there. The operator player has now been spotted, and now this time they will want to move towards that side. The breach is here. His position is spotted. Now with that positioning, the side control isn't there yet, and they have only 30 seconds on the clock. They have to go in towards B and plant. They have no other options. Okay, they're going for an open plant though. And look at the way Garv is playing. Goodness me. But Yash finds him. Ryzen finds one more. Sinks is there. But the B upper area has not been cleared. Yash finds one more. The value is created. The player who's standing above the boxes, UV, is unable to find one yet with that operator in his hand. He has lost the HP. Numbers game not in his control. Match point is something which we might find ourselves in. And game point as well for Asterix, because they are 1-0 up in this best of 3 series. UV is wanting to save this weaponry because they have no other option. If they lose out on the weaponries, they will not have the economy, and this is something why they want to hunt them down, and they have managed to hunt all of them. No! Rad Syndicate doesn't have the confidence, and for sure the economy is something I'm concerned about as well. The positionings, the constant back and forth action. This time they played it slow, Asterix. They played on information, and the trade game was solid, and specifically the way that man handled this round. Yash, he's a superstar. He's turning out to be one.
There. We'll catch them.
Sees and the nade and the fault line comes in. Pretty default on Lotus. But Yash, he had an outlaw, okay, which he is taking back. He doesn't want the members of Rat Syndicate to get hands on it. Okay, UV again has to take a fallback. The Prowler has been constantly creating some problem for him. Has not allowed him to freely swing, of course. The Paranoia ready for Paradox. The Paint Shell will be there. Now, the entry has not been made yet. All the utilities there, and now the confusion is there. Paradox finds the ult. Paradox is taken out, but Lil Boy finds both of them. Both the C players are taken out, but there's one guy, and there's a flank also coming back line. Tricky finds two, but this is going to be difficult and doable. We have an overtime in our hand, possibility of that. With Sinks and Garv. The plant has not been made. They're expecting this. The aftershock being used. All the utilities being committed now. They're going for a plant. The flashpoint will be there. The position being revealed, of course. But now this is the last man standing. Keyboard takes him, and Asterix takes him home. And along with that, Rat Syndicate has been taken out of this tournament. This is something, of course, which we did not expect for sure. Rat Syndicate, after the hard work they pulled off, they couldn't make sure that they could have, finished things off. This is something which is pretty concerning. And I mean, the way it ended for Rat Syndicate. Oof. Rat Syndicate, I feel, with the way the players always, try to react, everything was going in their favor. But once the momentum is taken away from them, I mean, the team could have taken a timeout. The way Antidote was handling the team, Paradox did manage to take one, but after that, there was nothing. But Antidote, at constant stages, he is able to do it. He's able to, calm his team down, which is just helping this young side, because, of course, they don't have the experience. The kind of experience, of course, that Syndicate, the players Tricky, Paradox has, is something which is, of course, missing on the sides of a team like Asterisk. But still, the way they are just challenging, just making sure that they're out there, they're showcasing, and the want to win and the hunger is there. That is why I think Asterisk has been so successful, which has been paying off pretty lately. In the recent few weeks, they have turned out to be one of the teams to beat. Also, SATL is there. SATL is the only team who has managed to beat Asterix, I would say. But Asterix, when time mattered, have beaten SATL as well. So this tournament has suddenly become much more interesting. There's an opportunity here, but we will see the scoreboard, of course, 13-11, which is RAD Syndicate. Paradox, of course, did step up, but then your team needs to be functioning well. The executions needs to be in a much better way. But Lil Boy, along with Yash, Ryzen, Caramel, and Keybon, just managed to pull things back. The comeback was solid because once the swap happened, the scoreline was 5-7. And as I said, on Lotus, in your defensive half, if you have a scoreline of 5, I think that's a winnable score. And that is something what Asterix was looking for, and that is something they achieved, which is why they scoreline of 13-11. But RAD Syndicate, they definitely had their moments. But with that being said, I would like to see who is the most valuable player. It's supposed to be Lil Boy, but Paradox had a better scoreline with 3 first kills, which is, of course, the first bloods. Then ACS of 263.0 with 23 frags on the cards. Even if he is the MVP, he would want... Yeah, he is the MVP, but he would have wanted to be on the winning side. And, of course, knowing him, he doesn't like losing, of course. But there are a lot of things which should be fixed right now. But this is something which, RAD Syndicate needs to figure out really quickly, because, in a span of 2 weeks, they have lost quite a few matches, and quite a few important matches. When the time has mattered, they have not been able to deliver, which has been a few, concerning for of course Paradox, and also for a team like RAD Syndicate. But with that being said, now we have a match in our hands, which is going to be GGEZ going up against Asterix, because, of course, SATL has already qualified for that LAN slot, which is going to take place in October. The location will be revealed soon. For that, you have to follow the social media handles. You will be, verified about the fact that where that LAN is going to happen. But we will know tomorrow. Is it going to be Asterix, or is it going to be GGEZ who's going to qualify for the grand finals? This is going to be it for today. We witnessed a brilliant lower bracket matchup. And, of course, Asterix came out swinging. We'll see you tomorrow right here and at the same time as we were live today. And this was Oro, and I was with Aggressive and Universe. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, good night. And you guys were watching Acer Predator League 2026 India Qualifiers.
The all-new Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. Enjoy sharp visuals on a full HD display with a flexible 180-degree hinge. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. Powerful, flexible, and ready to go. The Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor and a full HD display. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. It's powerful, flexible, and ready to go.
Acer Iconia. Fast tweet, cool moves, step a pick, we groove, web slit, post quick, friends laughing, we click. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer in control. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer in control. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me wherever we go. Follow me wherever we go. Vibes let those big friends laughing, we click. Follow me, follow me, go. Follow me, follow me, go. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia.
sleek, swift, neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work off late, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift neo, oh. That's how we roll. Click, sleek, swift, neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know.
Swift Neo. You feel me?
Lightweight game, heavy on might. Work out, play, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift neo, oh. Let it lead, let it grow. Turn it with every tap and glow. Swift neo, that's how we roll.
On stage, vibes up, you feel me? Swift Neo.
The all-new Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. Enjoy sharp visuals on a full HD display with a flexible 180-degree hinge. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. Powerful, flexible, and ready to go. The Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor and a full HD display. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. It's powerful, flexible, and ready to go.
Acer Iconia. Fast street, cool moves, step a pick, we groove, web slid, post quick, friends laughing, we click. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, let's wipe and roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me wherever we go. Follow me wherever we go. Vibes, let those big friends laugh and we click. Follow me, follow me, go. Follow me, follow me, go. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia.
Sleek, swift, neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Lightweight game, heavy on night. Work off late, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift neo, oh, that's how we roll. Click, sleek, swift, neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know.
Swift Neo. You feel me?
Lightweight game, heavy on night. Work out, play, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift neo, oh. Let it lead, let it grow. Turn it with every tap and glow. Swift neo, that's how we roll.
On set, vibes up, you feel me? Swift Neo.
The all-new Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. Enjoy sharp visuals on a full HD display with a flexible 180-degree hinge. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. Powerful, flexible, and ready to go. The Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor and a full HD display. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. It's powerful, flexible, and ready to go.
Acer Iconia. Fast read, cool moves, snap a pic, we groove, web slit, post quick, friends laughing, we click. Follow me, let's ride band roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, let's ride band roll. Follow me with Acer and control. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me, it's the Acer show. Follow me wherever we go. Follow me wherever we go. Vibes like those big friends laughing, we click. Follow me, follow me, go. Follow me, follow me, go. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia. Follow me. Acer Iconia.
Sleek, swift, neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know. Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work off late, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift neo, oh, that's how we roll. Click, sleek, swift, neo, power in hand, watch it go. AI smart, runs the show. Style and speed, you already know.
Swift Neo. You feel me?
Lightweight game, heavy on mic. Work out, play, it's just right. Color that pop, style and glow. Swift Neo, oh. Let it lead, let it grow.
Turn it with every tap and glow.
Swift Neo, that's how we roll.
On the edge, vibes up, you feel me? Swift Neo.
The all-new Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. Enjoy sharp visuals on a full HD display with a flexible 180-degree hinge. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. Powerful, flexible, and ready to go. The Acer Aspire Lite with up to 13th Gen Intel Core i7 processor and a full HD display. Lightweight at just 1.59 kilograms. It's powerful, flexible, and ready to go.